Hello, my friends. I am B, and this is B's Intuition. Today we're gonna do a reading. I'm really gonna try and make it a quick. We'll see. But the theme is who is secretly obsessed with you and why. We're gonna get the deets, those juicy deets. Anywho, who is who is secretly obsessed with the collective and why? I mean, it's no surprise, really. You're part of the Hive Collective, more than likely. And so you're gonna be freaking hot. You're gonna be freaking smart. You're gonna be freaking all of that in a bag of chips. Anyways, and if you don't know what the Hive Collective is, that is what I call our community. If you subscribe, you can become a part of this Hive Community Collective. Okay, so I think we have enough to start. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, what came out? We have the Hermit, the Devil. How dare. And then we have the Empress. I feel like this could be your energy, but we'll see. And then bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Pentacles. Good to know. Good to see. All right, let's start out with that Hermit card and see who is this that is secretly obsessed with the collective and why? Why are they secretly obsessed with the collective? Okay, anyways. Don't mind me. I'm just absolutely insane, as per usual. Anything else for this Hermit card, please? And thank you, Spirit. Who is this that is secretly obsessed with the collective and why? Okay, I think that this is what we are meant to have. Ooh. I didn't see that card. Oh, gee whiz. This is better than I thought. Okay. So this Hermit card. Okay, I'm getting a couple different messages. It probably will depend on who's watching this, but either you have been in a period of isolation and somebody is really digging your vibes, even if you are in isolation somehow. But then there's the other way, which could be that this person who's secretly obsessed with you could be in isolation. Or maybe, no, it could be that both of you. You could be kind of like mirroring each other. Even if you're not like really involved in each other's lives, it could just be like you're in similar vibrations and habits, perhaps. Tilted. How dare. Also Virgo represents the Hermit. So definitely could be a thing here. So let me show you what came out. This is beautiful. We have the 10 of Cups. What a start. Literally, what a start. That's insane. And then we have the Knight of Cups. And then we have the Queen of Swords. And the Lovers. And then bottom of the deck, we have the King of Pentacles. So definitely could be an earth sign here because we did get Virgo with that Hermit card. And then typically when I see the King of Pentacles, I usually think of Taurus, but I'm sure it probably represents all of the earth signs, not just Taurus. So Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn could be of significance. Although we have some air sign energy and some, I almost said cup sign energy, some water sign energy and some air sign energy. So I see with the Lovers, Gemini, the Queen of Swords, so air signs, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. And then Knight of Cups, that could be Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. Well, this is beautiful energy. This is somebody who sees you as their happily ever after. They want to share with you these feelings that they've been building up for some time. I wonder if they've even been like picturing a future with you. So this is actually like perfect for this topic because I think that this person could have been slightly obsessed with you, or at least thinking about you obsessively. Because I see them picturing a whole future with you, and it's actually quite sweet and quite innocent because it's really about like how you could build this ideal life together. And it's not like, you think about like that fantasizing energy. You don't usually associate that with such like sweet, innocent energy here. But this person sees you as like their divine soulmate. The lovers, I think, emphasizes that even more. I don't always get the lovers card as a soulmate card, but with this context, definitely. This is very interesting energy too, because for one, this could be somebody younger than you, but not necessarily. This could just be somebody that you don't know a whole lot about, and maybe they don't know a whole lot about you. But it's really cute, this like imagery of this Knight of Cups kind of coming up behind this Queen of Swords. I think you are not focused on this person. This could actually catch you by surprise. It feels like you're focused on something else. I feel like it has something to do with like maybe what's going on with you mentally. So maybe you have a lot of ideas right now that you're trying to explore, or maybe you have some sort of creative project that you're working on, or maybe you speak because something about this is giving public speaker, or maybe you use your voice in whatever you do. You could have a very beautiful voice. This person may really like your voice. But the Queen of Swords also is just like, honestly, a pretty intimidating energy typically. So it's really cute that this person, although they do see you in that light of being powerful and maybe slightly intimidating, it's not intimidating enough for them to hold back their feelings. So maybe there's a little bit of a bravery with this person, which I think is kind of sweet, kind of nice, kind of cute. Somebody that is very at ease with their emotions, comfortable with being in those emotions. And I wonder if that hermit phase that we're clarifying, I wonder if that helped this person to kind of become more comfortable with their feelings. They may not have always been this way. They may have struggled with their emotions in the past, or tapping into them, or maybe controlling their emotions. Maybe they feel like they just have like up and downs like pretty drastically. Um, and when I think about that associated with a water sign, I typically think of Scorpio, because Scorpios experience very intense emotions from the Scorpios that I know in my life. My ear started to ring a little bit, so maybe that's a sign. Very slightly, though. But yeah, you're focused on other things, but this person is focused on you. So they're somehow they see what you do or what you're capable of, because they really do kind of put you on a pedestal. Also, with the Queen of Swords energy, I wonder if this person thinks that you're not really looking for love. Oh, also, the way that this came out, the Queen of Swords is looking directly at the Lover's card. Maybe you're like so focused, because it almost like even feels like maybe you're manifesting your soulmate, or like you won't settle for anything other than your soulmate. Like you got your eyes on the prize here. So it's like if this person's showing up with player like tendencies, or they want to play games, or something that's really full of BS and a waste of time, you're not entertaining that, and you are definitely in the position to advocate for yourself and actually like say that you're not afraid to say, hey, I'm not, this is not what I'm looking for. Hey, I want something else out of my relationship, you know? But especially because this Lovers card came out, I almost wonder if this person also, there's something connected to you being divinely tapped in. Your intuition could be really high and accurate during this time. But also, like this I wonder if this is a mutual feeling. And maybe it's something that kind of grows on you because you may be a little bit closed off to the idea of love. But I wonder if the person comes in the right energy and they show a certain level of respect for you. I wonder if you'll open your mind to them. Because the thing about the Queen of Swords is that, even if she is intimidating, in the upright, she's not cruel. She's not heartless. She's not unfair. She's very just. She stands for justice. And so she will hear people out, you know? And maybe that's not always expected of her because she has this authoritative presence. And so I wonder, yeah, I wonder how that will play out here. Because I almost feel like if this person shows up in the right energy, even if you thought that you were closed off to love, there may be a little bit of a cracking open of the door here. And you're like, maybe it's worth kind of seeing where this goes. You may not be like all in all at once, but I think that's the smart thing to do. You may even be a little bit detached from your emotions when it comes to exploring this connection and the potential that it has. Okay. And then at the bottom of the deck with that King of Pentacles, I think this is who they are at their very root. I think that they're just coming across in that Knight of Cups energy because they would like to share their emotions with you, what has been on their heart maybe for some time. Because that Hermit card is all about that self-reflection mode, isolating so that you can find the answers within. And I wonder if they looked within and they found a heart full of love for you. These feelings that were building up, maybe to an intense degree as well. And now it's like they're certain of what they want and how they would like to try to progress this further. Or at the very least, let you know that they are open to that if you choose to explore that with them. But the King of Pentacles, honestly, and I don't know if this is necessarily like the tea or whatever, but I feel like the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords would probably make a pretty good couple. And other, like, I don't know, I feel like they have certain things that are pretty similar in the way that they are both very strong individuals and confident as well. And so with the King of Pentacles, he's the only king that has a suit of armor on underneath his cloak. And so that indicates that he is a fighter. He's been through many battles and he's not afraid to do another one. And so I feel like this is the type of person that would be solid, stable, and would prove to you that they're not afraid of doing any hard work if that is necessary. Yeah. They're also very secure within themselves, confident, especially in their own craft. I think they know that they're talented at something or they're good at something. But it's also like maybe they see that sort of kinship with you. It's like I know that the collective also is very good at what they do. The two of you could really bond over like maybe even focusing on your craft or maybe being passionate about your craft in some way. Let's see what's underneath that King of Pentacles. The Hermit. That's too funny. We're clarifying the Hermit right now. So yeah, they just left this Hermit mode and they found something within them that is guiding them towards you. So maybe that's their intuition. Maybe that's some sort of message from the divine. Or maybe it's just those really strong feelings that are just like sort of pulling them towards you. I'm going to see what's underneath that just out of curiosity. Page of Swords. Ooh. So they've been keeping an eye on you. So yes, I do think that they see what you do in some way. Maybe it's like even just the slightest, because it feels like they observe what you do professionally, or maybe even if it's just a hobby or something. There's something here that they've been watching. And maybe it's even your own progress if you're on your sort of like spiritual journey, self-improvement journey. Maybe they've been sort of observing that process. But I think that they are very much in awe of what they see. Uh, and because the Page of Swords was before, or rather underneath the Hermit, it makes me think that through observing you, they decided that they needed to go within into this hermit mode in order to maybe explore these feelings, because maybe at first they didn't know exactly what these feelings were. They just knew that they felt something. Because that's another thing too. Like sometimes people don't always know what feelings they're experiencing, especially if they're not used to tapping into their emotions regularly. You know, certain people are raised in a way where any sort of expression of emotion, any sort of sensation of emotion was not acceptable, which is really unfortunate. But it leaves a lot of people confused in their adulthood when they're like interacting with someone that maybe they click with and they're just like, I don't know why, but I'm feeling jittery when I'm around this person. And maybe they're like, okay, I don't know exactly what that means. But through going through hermit mode, I think they see exactly what that means. And what that means to them is you, the two of you have a great potential for building something very happy and stable together. I like that. Okay, let's go on to the Devil card and see what that's about. Please and thank you, Spirit. Who is this that is secretly obsessed with the collective? And why? And why? Okay, so these came out. Let's grab what? What? Oh my gosh, I'm just realizing too. We are clarifying the devil, and this is a reading about how who's secretly obsessed with you and why. The devil card can also be an indicator of obsession. So I think that this is literally saying this person that's obsessed with you is who is obsessed with you. But look at this. I'm curious though, because the devil card is Capricorn. So that's another earth sign. I wonder if, because we did have that King of Pentacles, we also had the Hermit, which is Virgo. Maybe these are all representing one earth sign or somebody that shows up in that earth sign energy of being stable, reliable, secure, abundant. So either that's their literal sign or somewhere in the birth chart, or maybe that's just how they show up in the 3D. Somebody that gives abundant and stable, secure vibes. But anyways, the Devil card was clarified by 5 of Cups, the 10 of Pentacles. Somebody clearly values stability here. The 2 of Cups, the Emperor. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Pentacles, which is funny because we have the Page of Pentacles at the bottom of this deck too. Oh, would you look at that? That's crazy. That's cuckoo crazy. Emperor can represent Aries, which is a fire sign. Interesting. This is a strange sort of energy. Someone is brokenhearted about you. And maybe it's because they blew some sort of opportunity with you. And maybe they're also picturing a future with you. If this is a separate person from who we saw before, they could be fantasizing about a very beautiful, stable connection that builds into something really big and really beautiful. And a message behind that 10 of Pentacles can be happy home, happy life. There's also like that building of generational wealth, something that carries over to your children or the next generation. And then that 2 of Cups, that's a mutual, reciprocal, romantic energy. The Emperor definitely gives like spouse vibes. somebody that would make a good partner. But part of me wonders if they're in that past, or if that Five of Cups energy is them now, and they're like looking back on how they blew something with you. I wonder if the Emperor here is actually the collective. Maybe you're showing up in your power, and maybe you're attracting everything it is that you want. Meanwhile, this devil character could be in the background kind of crying because you're attracting everything you want here. I think I'm definitely going to clarify this just to make sure I'm on the right track. But then on the other hand, too, the devil could be representing just how much this person thinks of you. And if this is not somebody that you have a past with, that Five of Cups could even be indicating that they broke their own heart by not saying anything, or by letting this opportunity slip by. Or maybe focusing their attention elsewhere. And then I wonder if this Page of Pentacles is them coming in to be like, can we start again? And the Page of Pentacles has a desire to build something from the foundation up. I am tempted to say that if this person does have a past with you, it may have been something that didn't really go anywhere, or didn't really get a chance to go anywhere. It was lacking a stable foundation, and so now they want to come in to create that stable foundation between the two of you, so that you can build a lovely relationship on top of that. I also feel like that Page of Pentacles talks about the vision that they see. They see that so much is possible, and that this connection is worth the investment. I want to see what's underneath that Page of Pentacles. Three of Swords. So that definitely can be an indication of heartbreak, but also just difficulties. Hardship. I'm going to see what's underneath that Three of Swords. The World. Wrapping up a cycle here. So they could feel like you've moved on from them, because some sort of pain could be attached to this connection. So maybe not just on their end, but on your end too. And they could feel like you're on to bigger and better things. I wonder if this person struggles with confidence issues. Insecurities that maybe bring out their toxic side with that Devil card. Okay, let's clarify who this Emperor is. Please and thank you, Spirit. Oh, interesting. The Hermit came out to clarify that Emperor. So we just covered the Hermit and clarified that. So either this is the same person, or that Emperor, it is possible, yeah. It is possible that maybe this Devil character is watching you get into a fulfilling relationship with someone that is your ideal match. And that would also indicate that Five of Cups energy, they're like, oh, damn it, I missed my opportunity. And then there's that other part of the insecurities, and the insecurities kind of come out in maybe in a toxic way. Bottom of the deck is the King of Pentacles. So yeah, it's talking. So that makes me think that actually this is a separate person. The reason why they're obsessed with you is they see you connecting with someone that's actually a really good fit for you, and somebody that you have mutual feelings for with that Two of Cups. And maybe this person sees you building this 10 of Pentacles together, and now they're like really sort of ruminating in this sadness and being like, damn, that could have been me if I spoke up, if I shared my feelings, if I wasn't so damn toxic. Because maybe they had like some sort of toxic tendencies. So whether that be playing games to try and get your attention, or misleading you, lying, manipulation. And this started to fall off as I was like talking. I want to see what's underneath that. Page of Swords. The Page of Swords could be indicating that this person is watching you connect with this King of Pentacles slash the Emperor slash the Hermit, and they don't like that. Or rather, that makes them feel very insecure and hopeless with that Five of Cups. And with that Devil card, now it's like, okay, maybe they also experience a sense of anger, frustration. And maybe that's how that toxicity comes out. And I don't think it's really directed at you necessarily. It almost feels like they're angry with themselves. Because, well, actually, that would make sense. If this was somebody that was playing games before, they could be a very insecure person. And that's probably why they had to play games, is because in their mind, they felt like you were out of their league. And so, therefore, you had to be either humbled to come down to their level, or they had to mess with your mind enough that you felt like you could settle or something. I don't know. I don't fully understand that whole mindset, but it could have been somebody that was trying to play games, playing hard to get or something. And instead of you playing along with them, you were just like, okay, that's fine. I'm going to go this way, focus on my own thing. You can do whatever you're going to do, but I'm going to go there. And so this person probably didn't see that coming. And the Devil card can also be an indication that this is somebody that's really attractive. I almost wonder if this Devil card character is so attractive that they're typically used to people chasing them. And when you didn't do that, they were like, wait, I'm not used to this. And that could have been triggering for their ego as well. Especially if this is somebody that's used to people chasing them. I want to see what's underneath this Page of Swords. Page of Pentacles. That's so interesting. Yeah. Page of Pentacles is what we started out with when we started to clarify this Devil card. So it feels like because they've been observing you, they now want to make a re-entry, a reappearance in your life because they see a future with you. But it feels like they're pretty uncertain how you're going to respond to that because their competition is the King of Pentacles, which is, no offense to this person, but the Page of Pentacles compared to the King of Pentacles, I think the choice is kind of obvious. Especially because, like, you're showing up in a higher vibration as well. Powerful, empowered. Yeah. So I think that's why this person's obsessed with you, is because they have regrets about something not taking place with you in the past. And now they see you coming into your happiness and your soul union with another person. You may also just be experiencing success in general as well. But pretty much it feels like things are going your way and things are not going this Devil person's way. And it feels like they want to make a re-entry into your life. But if they're showing up as the Page of Pentacles, that feels like minimal effort. Or whatever they have to offer is not really that much. Especially compared to the King of Pentacles, Hermit slash Emperor we saw before. It almost even feels like maybe this Devil card character is someone who maybe refuses to do that internal reflection with the Hermit, and therefore they don't know how to express feelings genuinely. Whereas the King of Pentacles slash Hermit slash Emperor, they are now, if they weren't in the past, they are now in that energy of being very open about their emotions, being free with expressing those. So I feel like they're quite different, these two characters here. Okay. So, yeah, I think that there are two people obsessing over you. One's because you're moving on, I think. And the other one's just like, I gotta say how I feel about this person. I have to say, how I feel about the collective. Oh, and I just realized the next card we're about to clarify is the Empress. So that Emperor slash Hermit slash King of Pentacles is a very good fit for you and possibly even a soulmate here. You would be very much a power couple. And I think that's what this Devil card person recognizes. This serious connection you have with someone else. Interesting. Let's go on to the Empress now, clarify that. Who's obsessed with the collective and why with that Empress card? So I'm pretty certain that this Empress card is you, especially with the context of this reading. It just is the one that makes the most sense. Let's see what the cards are. Okay. 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 So the Empress card was clarified by the King of Cups in the reverse, High Priestess in the reverse, Strength in the reverse, and then we have the Hierophant upright and the Eight of Cups upright. Bottom of the deck is the Five of Pentacles. So this feels like it is not your energy. This could be a water sign, but somebody that's in their shadow. And it makes me think that this could be the Devil card character. Because if you look at it, like this is a King of Cups that may actually be very emotionally toxic, manipulative, plays mind games, doesn't really know how to fully express their feelings or really tap into their feelings fully. Also very insecure, could be jealous. Yeah, and I guess we already got that with the Devil card. This is the kind of person that if they feel bad about themselves, they'll try to make other people feel bad about themselves, and maybe specifically within romantic relationships. Because again, like I was saying with that Devil card, it's like that insecurity leads to mind games and manipulation because they feel like that's the only way you would be on the same level as them. I think they do recognize that they're in a lower vibration to you, and I almost even wonder if this new chapter you're stepping into where you're finding your soulmate, you're empowered, you're looking great, I wonder if it's bringing out this person's shadow side, and maybe they're realizing their own toxicities. And it's so interesting that the High Priestess came out in the reverse, because this kind of goes against that Hermit card energy, who was the first person that came through this reading. And I have a feeling you also went through your own hermit phase. Maybe recently, maybe a while ago. But the thing about going through that hermit phase is it allows you to tap into your intuition so much more. So this is somebody that is not doing that kind of work. The swarm of flies just came out of nowhere. Dear Louise. Okay. Yeah, the High Priestess being in the reverse. This is somebody that either cannot tap into their intuition, or they question their intuition too much, or maybe they're too logical to think they have an intuition. They may not believe in spirituality. But it almost feels like this is somebody who refuses to do the internal work, refuses to reflect, refuses to go within to gain clarity. And therefore, they're kind of confused and sort of a mess. And then that Strength card in the Roskis, in the reverse, this is some. Damn, Spirit. I'm getting the message that this is a coward. Maybe that's funny for somebody out there who knows who this person is. This could be somebody that lacks a backbone, spineless even. Ooh, Spirit's really going in on this person. Damn. They lack courage. They lack fight. You know, like when you're passionate about something, when you feel like maybe a powerful feeling or intense feelings for someone, you typically want to fight to impress that person or to get, yeah, to gain their attention, to, like, show them that you mean business. Like, if you're connected to somebody that's significant to you, you're going to do everything you can, right, in order to keep that person in your life. But they lack that ability to to fight for what they want. And that kind of makes me think, especially with what I was getting with that devil card character. I wonder if, again, because they are attractive, they may be used to not being the one that has to chase. They may be in the receptive energy, which is not going to serve them in this situation because you are in your receptive energy. Yeah. Something feels passive aggressive about them. Maybe they could have an attitude. And maybe especially when you start to go public with your relationship or something, like when it's officialized and they really can't ignore it anymore, they may be like passive aggressive with you or like make snide comments or something here. And it's so interesting because I think that High Priestess in the reverse and this Strength card in the reverse, upright, I feel like those are your qualities. If the High Priestess came out upright and the Strength card came out upright, I would see that as your energy, especially if you're in that Empress energy. You're tapped in, you know yourself. You probably already know everything about this person. Ooh, okay, because you're so tapped in. I think you see right through this person. They may try to they may try to present as the King of Cups upright, somebody that's powerful and emotionally controlled, emotionally empowered, emotionally vulnerable, all that stuff. But they're really the King of Cups in the reverse. And I feel like they can't really get anything past you, especially if that Queen of Swords earlier was you, which I felt like it was. The Queen of Swords sees straight through BS, highly intuitive, and she has no time for shenanigans and nonsense. I almost feel like they could have like even underestimated you to some degree. But they could have also tried to show up like, oh yeah, I'm also intuitive. I'm also spiritual. In reality, they're not, and they're just saying that to get, like, I don't know, attention from you. Or if they are spiritual, they use that spirituality in a very toxic and harmful way that only serves themselves. Because the thing about being psychic or intuitive, tapped into the divine, is not everybody that has those abilities has good intentions on how they want to use them. And I almost wonder if that is this person. Somebody who may be psychic, may be intuitive, but they use that intuition to maybe attack people's insecurities, to serve themselves. Interesting. And then on the surface, oh, maybe this is somebody who physically is strong, but when it's, the the characteristics that actually count on the inside, they lack that strength. They lack the internal strength. And so maybe this is somebody that feels the need that they have to like kind of show up in this very masculine way in the 3D. Like, I'm tough, I'm strong, but it's like within they feel very disempowered. They feel very weak. Definitely when it comes to their character, especially, they're very weak. And they may lack like a sense of morals, I almost feel, where it's like they could just let things slide and never really stand for anything in particular. I don't know why, but I'm getting a picture of like ocean waves, maybe kicking back and forth like a seashell. It just kind of rides the tide back and forth. Yeah, this person doesn't really stand on anything, doesn't really stand behind anything. And maybe they just don't have the guts to stand on things, you know? Even if they do believe in certain things, I feel like they just don't have the backbone to truly show up in that way in the 3D. Hmm. This is an interesting message I'm getting. The Hierophant and the Eight of Cups. So, yes, this could be you leaving this person behind. But why am I getting that this person could have left someone behind for you? Like a marriage, like a full, sturdy, long-term marriage connection relationship. And maybe it's a little too late. So maybe in the past when this person was trying to get with you, they were still with someone. And maybe that was like the deal breaker for you. Was just like, you're slimy, you're gross, get away from me. And now, a little too late, they're like, well, I'm single now. And it's like, I don't care. I have other things going on in my life. I have other options. Who makes, like, who do you think you are? But it could also be the other way around where it's like they saw a long term commitment being possible with you, but it had to be left behind for some reason. I feel like that could have just been you seeing that this is not the way to go. This is not going to be emotionally fulfilling for you. And you just headed towards a different direction. Also, the Hierophant represents Taurus. And the Empress card that we're clarifying, that's Taurus and Libra. So definitely could be something significant there. And then the High Priestess, that is, I can never remember. Is it Pisces or Cancer? One of those. And then Strength card is Leo. And then we have at the bottom of the deck the Five of Pentacles. Okay, yeah. This person is on the outside looking in, and they feel very lost. They feel very unimportant. They feel like a significant sense of lack. And this could be something that goes deep, like not just on the surface, like but very deep within them. They feel like they are lacking. And maybe that's why they kind of go for this like player like these tendencies, because maybe that's how they get their own validation. That's honestly so sad because it's like they don't have that stability within. They don't have that confidence, that self validation. They look everywhere else for it. And therefore, they feel like they're just inherently lacking. That's really sad. But yeah, it feels very much like you are closed off to this person now. And now they're kind of forced to watch you from a distance. And I mean that metaphorically. Um, yeah, because the connection that they once had with you, if there was any, that's just not there anymore. Maybe it was even just like a talking stage or talking relationship or situationship or flirtationship, maybe. But now they're a background character in your life and they don't like being that. I want to see what's underneath that Five of Pentacles. Three of Cups. So, third party. They want their cake and eat it too. Yeah, like this is somebody, they could have literally tried to put you in a third party situation where they were just like totally fine with cheating on their partner. Like, I'm not even joking. And maybe that goes back to this sense of lack. They always feel this emptiness and hunger and lack within. So even if they're in one relationship, it's not enough. They need to have two relationships. They need to have three relationships. They need to have everybody under the sun be obsessed with them because that's how they get their fix. That's sad, bro. I want to see if they that Three of Cups. Two of Pentacles. Juggling two people. This person, I swear. So, so in terms of this reading, I think this is the devil card character, but this part of the reading feels like your intuition knows that this person has deep feelings for you, wants to impress you, wants to put on this sort of facade that they think they're fooling everyone with. But you see down to their core of who they are because your intuition is spot on. So I think you know that that person is obsessed with you. And it's possible that you also know that they left someone behind to pursue you. And so now you're like in this energy of like maybe slightly judging them or being like, well, that was a dumb decision because I don't want you. Oh, geez. But yeah, that could definitely be what that's talking about because that Empress card feels like so much of your energy and how you're showing up and why you're so attractive during this time. Yeah, you're empowered, whereas this person is not. So they may even want to like kind of like suck the energy out of you. Energy vampire is coming to mind. They may try to find excuses to be around you, be near you, because they just want to have any sort of sliver of hope, maybe, or sliver of attention from you. Like, ugh, okay, you know. Page of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So I do think that this Devil card character is probably going to make a reappearance in your life, and they're gonna offer you the bare minimum. I'm just saying, that's what it is. Let's see what's underneath that. The Four of Cups. So you're gonna, I can't make this up, you're gonna reject them. That's what the Four of Cups is saying. They come in with the bare minimum and you're just like, really? You think you're gonna impress me with that? No, go away. I don't want that. And again, this person's not used to rejection. Interesting. I want what's underneath that Four of Cups. The Sun. So you know that your happiness lies elsewhere. And also maybe you're going to be super happy because you're already in a connection by the time this person from the past makes a re-entry. Yeah, maybe they come in during the time that you're connecting with your actual soulmate. And so you could be glowing. You could be so happy. You could be just feeling so excited, optimistic, bubbly. And so this person comes in with the bare minimum. Here I come. Do you want to be with me? And you're going to just be like, no. Like, no. You're going to have clear boundaries with that person. And you just see that your happiness lies elsewhere. You're not going to be fooled by this person. No, sir. Let's break out the Oracle. This time I have my, what's it called? The Green Witch Oracle deck. So we were doing the, what is it called? Wild Wardens, or it's like 2 W's. Wilderness Wardens. I don't know. It was with the animals. This one is more about like plants and nature and stuff. So anyways, let's see if this has anything to add to this reading. Any extra details for the collective in regards to who is obsessed with them and why? Do you have maybe advice for this collective? For the collective? Do you have any advice for them? Maybe when it comes to dealing with these two? Oh, something came out. Oh, anything else, please and thank you, Spirit. Okay, let's go with what came out. So the watering can came out and it represents asking for help and sharing burdens. Interesting. I wonder if it gets to a point with that devil card character and they start to act toxic, this could be don't be afraid to ask for help if this person is crossing boundaries. Such as like, because it could be like a coworker or somebody that you kind of have to be around. And so if they're starting to be inappropriate, if they are starting to be just being sketchy and kind of doing stuff that they probably know that they shouldn't be doing, don't be afraid to speak up to them. But also, if you need to go over their head to get whoever can call this person, call out that person, or get that person to be accountable for what they're doing. Yeah. That definitely is advice from Spirit for sure. And also maybe just simply talking to like a friend or something about this. Like, can you believe my dusty, crusty ex is trying to come in just at when I met my soulmate, because that could be something that you experience. But yeah, don't be afraid to ask for help, and don't be afraid to like vent about this to other people, because honestly your friends might even think it's kind of funny, because it's like, really, they think they have a chance with you? Really? And then bottom of the deck we have Earth, and this represents peace and grounding. I feel like that is definitely something that Spirit is calling you towards, prioritizing your own peace and also staying grounded, especially when it comes to people that come in and maybe try to trigger you, such as that Devil card person. They may try to come in and maybe try to get you to tap into your shadow self, because they're so heavily in their shadow. They definitely want to like knock you down a peg, or they want to kind of get you in that low vibration with them. You know, it's that saying, misery loves company. So as long as you're maintaining your inner peace and you're prioritizing that in your life, and you're only going towards things that aid in that peace or contribute to that sense of peace, that is what you were meant to feed into. And I think that's exactly what you have planned. So definitely trust that. But honestly, this is a beautiful energy in the way of like, you're going to be coming into a time with someone very special. And honestly, you're in such a high vibration that I don't even know if this Devil card character will have that much of an impact on you, because you are very separated from this person at this point, I feel. And you just don't have a lot of things in common. Maybe at one point you did, but not anymore. Yeah, you want new, I think. I think you're ready for like a real soulmate and not just somebody that plays games and shenanigans. But anyways, so that is the reading. I really hope that you enjoyed this. If it resonated, feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you subscribe, you can become a part of the Hive Collective. Because my name is Bee. Bees live in hives, and you can become an honorary bee like me, and we can be a little bee family together. If you like my readings and you'd like to see more, be sure to click that bell icon down below so that YouTube actually notifies you the next time I upload. And thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate you, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.